you're going to hear the description of a horrific crime. I think in this case there will be a lot of talk about what happened when the victim was last seen leaving her home. I think it perhaps was her brother who thought she was with her boyfriend, but it wasn't her boyfriend. He discovered blood, and then the alarm was kind of raised, and the search began for her. I think there will be a lot of testimony, heart-wrenching testimony about that. I can imagine the family members thinking over and over again, gosh, I wish I could have done something different. I wish I would have seen the blood and known it wasn't her boyfriend. I wish we could have gotten that, because grief is heartbreaking, and to lose a precious loved one in this horrific manner, reliving the disappearance, the moments where you wish it could have done differently, I think will be emotional. Then there will be a lot of almost sterile but kind of factual discussion about finding her remains that I think is going to be hard to watch and hear. And there may be pictures involved in that. The defense will try to point out ambiguities and discrepancies about what do we know and when do we know it. You know, these defendants have been in jail waiting trial, it seems like, for about 3 years. Perhaps the prosecution has statements made to cellmates or the like that may shape this. I know there's one co-defendant who's slated one person who's been charged slated to testify. I think that will be, to get an insider's view, will be a compelling moment. As far as the death penalty aspect of it, I think what observers will be surprised is that after watching the whole trial take place, the whole question of what happened when she disappeared, when her body was found, and how the defendants were responsible for it, the attention in the penalty phase turns to the defendant. The defendant's criminal history, the defendant's showing of remorse or lack of remorse, the defendant accepting responsibility or not, the defendant having a mental illness or not, the defendant having a hard life or emotional problems or not, the defendant's families, and so on. That the trial on the crime is, was a crime committed and did the defendant do it? What happened and what was the defendant's role in it? What it turns to in the penalty phase is, does the defendant deserve to die? And it becomes a very different kind of courtroom exercise, one where the burden's proof and the rules of evidence and the roles of everybody shift slightly.